Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is my Flipping for Fortune series where I go from 1GP to 1BGP, and this is episode 3. Last episode I done a lot of God Wars Dungeon 1 items that had like 1 buy limits and stuff. This episode I'm testing bulk flips of items that have higher buy limits. I want to keep it varied for everyone to enjoy, and I want to try and flip as many different things as possible during this series to give you as many ideas of what you can flip as possible. Either way, let's get into this video. So I'm doing the Virtus 1 flips like normal, but I'm also trying to flip raw Southish. They seem to be going well. They've got like a 60 GP margin nearly, and you can like bulk buy them very easily. I guess I just gotta wait and see. So I sold all of the Southish for like nearly 60 GP profit. I had 1,644 Southish sold at just over 5 mil, and I bought it at under 5 mil. So I made like over 100k just from those Southish. Took what? 10 minutes? I'm just going to bulk buy some Southish now, see if I can make use of these margins. I just made 141k from my Southish flip. I'm just going to keep doing that over and over again until I hit limit, I think. Really good. My Southish are literally buying and selling like at the same time, and I'm still making nearly 60 GP a flip. It's amazing. These are just so consistent. If I had a bigger cash stack, I could buy like the limit and just flip the limit every 4 hours and make such quick and easy money. I can't wait until I have a bigger cash stack, but for now I'm going to have to flip like 4k at a time. I'm still getting 50 GP margins, so those ones that I flipped 4k, so that's 200k GP profit, and they have a high buy limit, so I can just keep doing this until I hit limit. The limit on raw Southish is 20k and cooked Southish is 10k, so if I could flip 20k raw Southish at 50 GP margins, that's a mil profit, and it wouldn't even take that long if I had enough money to bulk buy it all at once. I'm loving this. This bulk flipping is going well. Okay, so everything doesn't last forever. The Southish closed in on themselves, like the margins. So I just sold them for 1 GP more than I paid. So I made like 4k. Wicked. I'll just wait until they get a good margin again and take advantage of them. Hey, that Super Restore flip was nice. Bought them for 15,012 GP each. Sold them for just under 15.4. This was pretty much a 200k flip, and I can do 1,000 of them. So I'm going to see if I can do another 500. I also flipped a couple of the potion flasks. They didn't flip that well. They didn't really have a huge margin. But I still made 20k or so either way. It's not the worst. Damn, that was an easy flip. I bought these Saradomin Brew flasks for just over 21k and I sold them for 22.5k each. Just 152 being flipped made me nearly 250k. Time to try and do some more of those while doing some more Super Restore flasks as well. Been taking a look at a couple items to flip. I done some more of the flasks and things, and they weren't too good today, and I went back to the raw Southish and they have really nice margins again. The margins are over 70 GP, so I started flipping those for a little bit again, and then I'll probably look for something else. I might have a look at cooked Southish as well. They seem to be quite good too. Hey, these Saradomin brews worked really well. I managed to buy them for 22,054 each, and I sold them for 22,488 each. I spent 11 mil and I got 11.3 mil back, so I made like 300k just from flipping 500. So now I can do another 500 to hit buy a limit and hopefully make another 300k. These Southish are in a weird place right now. I don't really know what's going on with them. It's like I'm slowly but surely decreasing, but selling as I'm decreasing and still making a really nice amount of money. But it's a bit scary having all of these Southish and they might just like plummet. I'm at 15.1 mil cash after flipping those Southish. Like I said, I had to keep decreasing the offer here and there because they were crashing quite hard, and I don't know why they were crashing so hard. 1 minute I was flipping them at like 3k each, and then they suddenly plummeted to 2.6k. I guess someone sold a really high amount to the GE and just crashed the market completely. As they're not a really old item, maybe they're quite susceptible to crashing and stuff if people flood the market. So it literally crashed like 400 GP within the space of 20 minutes. But I did manage to take advantage of it by buying it at 2,600 each and then selling it at 2,750 each. I think I made about a mil in total flipping these Southish. As you can see here, I got like 14 mil in these ones that sold, and it only cost me 13 mil. So that was definitely a really good return on investment. That's pretty crazy. Just from 63 of these potions, I made 85k. You can flip 1,000 of these an hour, so that's a lot of money. They just take a little while to buy and you need to keep changing your margins a fair amount. But if I can get these buying consistently, that's some nice profit. That's juicy. I just made 700k from some Saradom improves again. That's a nice amount of money made in like one flip. Damn, these Syrian Ashes are buying so slowly and selling really slowly. But I think I can make over 3k margins on these. 3k profit per Syrian Ash is actually really nice though. I'll check back in like half an hour and we'll see where it's at. I still had a couple of Syrian Ashes that didn't sell and I managed to sell them for like 400 GP profit just to get rid of the last couple. Syrian Ashes have nice margins but they take way too long to buy and sell. I'm going to stay away. Then I was flipping some Sourfish this morning on my companion app. Probably made a mil or so flipping them from 2,352 GP each to 2,425 GP each. And then I just had to lower it a bit to 2,423 GP each to get the others to sell. Because you can buy so many Sourfish, both cooked and raw ones sometimes have really good margins. As you can see here, this is like a 70 margin. Being able to flip like 6k at a time nets you a hell of a lot of money. You can get 500k flips pretty easily with Sourfish because you can buy so many. So the more I flip, the more I'll have in my currency pouch and the easier it will become, especially with bulk flipping. I managed to buy some Torva boots for 16.5 mil. They took about half an hour to buy, so I'm going to see if I can sell them a bit over mid and make a really juicy profit on this. Not 100% sure what the Torva boots are going for because I haven't done this margin yet, but we'll give it a try. I bought the Torva boots at 16.5 mil and I just sold them for 17.3. So I made 800k just from one flip of Torva boots. That's awesome. Hey, I bought my Virtus boots and I bought one of the Virtus masks. So now let's see if we can make a decent amount of money on these. Let's try and start them high at like 9.6 mil and we'll try that. And then we'll try the helm high at like 4.4 mil and see if that sells. Okay, the Virtus boots didn't flip quite as good as the Torva ones, but I still managed to make 165k on those, so it's still fine. Now we're just waiting for the Virtus masks to sell and we can invest in something else. So I managed to buy two Virtus helms at 8.2 and I sold them for 8.46, so I made 250k on those. 250k is 250k. They're pretty quick flips, those boots and the helm. Didn't make me too much, but they were quick. I've been flipping some Torva boots and Bandos Tassets and I've been waiting for them both to buy for like half an hour and they both just bought literally within 2 seconds of one another. Someone's selling their melee setup or something because I bought them both. I think I overpaid for the Tassets as I only made like 35k on those unless they just have really low margins right now, but the Torva boots I made over 300k. That one was a very nice flip. I also tried a Torva full helm flip, but that didn't go too well and I lost about 40k, so that's the first ever flip I've lost on. But I made it back very quickly with a Virtus wand and a Zyrite bow flip, both making me 100k. I flipped some Zyrite bows. I made about 75k per bow. Not the best, but definitely not the worst. Hey, so I actually managed to get a good flip on those mahogany planks. I bought 9,999 at 1,347 each and I got 1,364 each. That's a 17 GP margin, so I made 170k from that 10k mahogany planks that I flipped. I'll take that 170k. Now let's see if these prayer potions do well. Hey, I managed to buy the prayer potions at 3,610 each and sold them for just under 3.8. So there's another 190k flip. I'm very happy with that. These bulk flips are actually going pretty well. Torva full helm's mid price is 6.3 mil and I managed to insta buy one for 5.8. Hopefully I'll be able to sell this for near mid price and make a juicy profit. Hopefully it's not crashing really hard and I lose money. We'll have to see. So I bought a second Torva full helm to see if they were buying at the same price and they were. So then I just sold them at the same price. I don't want to risk it dropping really loads. It didn't sell overnight for like 6 mil. So I thought, hey, why not just sell it for the same price? So I bought it for 5,825 and I sold it for 1 GP less. I'm fine with that. Now time to invest in some other stuff. So I managed to buy these Torva boots for 16.7 mil and sold them for 16.9. So I made 200k on those. Now we nearly have a 20 mil cash stack. Let's see if there's any bulk items I can invest in. I managed to buy some Zyrat bows for 8.126 and then I sold them for 8.248. So I managed to make 120k from those each. So that was 240k for the two. Pretty happy with that. And now I've also got an offer in for a Virtus book and 2 Virtus masks. One of the Virtus masks bought, so let's try and sell that one. Okay, so the mid price for a Virtus one was just over 3.15 and I managed to insta buy 2 at like 3.1 mil each. Let's see how much I can sell them for. Hopefully I can actually sell them for somewhat of a profit. Hopefully I might be able to get like 3.2 mil or something. Even though I insta-bought the 2 ones for 3.1 mil, I made 50k each by selling them slowly and I made 100k. Some of these flips really aren't that great. It's like a Wonder Cyware Elders costs 12 mil. You'd think you'd have like a 300k margin or something, but I'm only making like 100k. Like 100k to 100k, but the margin is just really small. I'm just trying some Saradomin Brews 4 dose right now because it apparently has a 200 margin, so it'd be 200k for 1,000 of them, which actually isn't that bad. I tried out so many things. I've done like Super Restore Flask 6, it had like a tiny margin. Brew Flask 6 had a less margin than Saradomin Brew 4. Sourfish didn't have great margins, it was just a bit slow today, I think. Yeah, Aero Bones are awesome. I've just sold all of my 1,700 within like a minute, and then I've bought another 1,300 in that same time, and they've got over 100 GP margin, so that's like nearly 200k made in that space of time. Yeah, boy. I've done a hell of a lot of Aero Bones so far, and all the margins is like 130 GP. Probably be able to make like a mil or so with Aero Bones by the end of this hour or two. Hey, I managed to flip the Frost Dragon Bones and the Aero Bones. I made about 200 GP per Frost Dragon Bone and about 120 GP per Aero Bone again. Pretty damn good flips. The margins on prayer potions are quite good right now, so I'm trying to do some of those. Okay, so I made some purchases overnight. I bought some Frost Dragon Bones and unfortunately the GE updated and the price crashed, so I lost about 25 GP each bone. So I lost like 25k on that flip, but the prayer potions rose. I bought some and I sold some overnight. I managed to make 150 GP from the ones I bought and sold overnight, but now they're selling at 4,098 each. This means I'm making 250 GP per prayer potion and I bought 1,000 of them, so that's another 250k incoming. So I made back my 25k loss from the Dragon Bones and way more from these prayer pots. Managed to sell the last of my prayer potions for that 250 GP margin, and now I'm at 21.18 mil. Time to invest in some more items and see how it goes. If we take a look at Saradomin Brews, we can buy it at the highest, take it to our inventory, sell it at the lowest, and then if we check the price margins, it has a 200 GP margin, so that's actually really awesome. Let's invest in some of these. They only have a 1,000 buy limit, which means I can invest 8.6 mil into these and then some money into some other stuff. 8602, I'm pretty sure that was it. Yep. So now we can buy 1,000 of these and invest some money into other things. Let's take a look at raw sailfish again. We'll see the margin of these raw sailfish, see if they're any good. So the raw sailfish have nearly a 50 GP margin, and because you can buy so many, that's actually really nice. Let's see if we can buy some of these. We might as well invest the rest of our money into the sailfish and see how it goes. The Saradomin Brews are slowly coming through, so I've got 9 so far. I just got to wait for them all to come through and then see if the sailfish start buying too, and then start flipping some of these. Just as I turned my recording off, I collected the rest of the Saradomin Brews and it went up to 15 of them, so I just stuck in 15 with the margins. But I managed to buy half of the sailfish. This now means I can then sell it for 1 GP under mid, and I should be the lowest seller. And because it's 1 GP under mid, it should sell pretty quickly, because whenever someone just chucks it in at mid for a buy offer, it should buy mine. I really love it when the margins are just under mid for the sale price, because they normally sell pretty quickly. Now let's just wait and see. Hey, I was correct. About 10 minutes later, all the sailfish are sold. I bought some more Saradomin Brews, sold those 15, and I bought some more sailfish as well. So now time to collect it to our inventory and then start selling these back again and keep buying these over time. Hey, I managed to sell quite a few raw sailfish. I sold about 6k in total and I made nearly 50 GP each, so that's about 280k profit so far. And I'm still selling the Saradomin Brews for a 200 GP profit. Slowly but surely they're selling. They're not quite as quick of a flip as sailfish, but you can buy way more sailfish than brews, so it makes up for it. A turbo boot strike again, made nearly 400k on that flip. Very happy. Man, these sow-fish are absolutely amazing. I've been buying and selling them with such high margins. If we take a look at the sow history, right? I bought 5k at 2.4k each, then sold them at 2.6, and then sold more at 2.6, bought more at 2.36, and sold more at 2.6. This is a 300 GP margin. Look how much money I made. I made 1.35 mil on this one alone, and then I made nice money on the others. Very happy with all of these flips recently. The bulk flipping is going very well. We are now at a 24.8 mil cash stack. Damn, I made another like 300k from Aerobones. So now I'm at a 25.1 mil cash stack, so we're over the 25 mil mark. So I managed to make just over 400k on those turbo boots. Turbo boots are a really good flip. So I bought 2 verse masks for 4.1, sold them for 4.2 each, so I made 200k. Took like 15 minutes to flip those. I've been continuing to flip sow-fish, and yesterday they had amazing margins. Sometimes the margins are only like 20 GP or something, but yesterday they had over 250 margins and I made absolute bank. That means I flipped 10k and made 2.5 mil. Sow-fish can be really good, but sometimes they have like 0 margins, so it's just getting them at the right time. But now we finished flipping those sow-fish for 2.5 mil, and then we got the good turbo boots flip, the Virtus mask, the Aerobones, all of it added up, and now we're at 29.2 mil. That will be the end of this episode of the series. I tried to do some bulk flips and other stuff this time. I don't want to keep flipping the same things every single time, otherwise it'll get repetitive and boring. So I'll constantly think of new things to flip for you all to enjoy and all to try out and stuff. Remember, if you try the exactly same items as me, it may not work because everyone might be trying that item because they saw it in this video. So do make sure you try different items too. If you try to do the same one and everyone tries to do the same one, it just won't have good margins. Either way, until next episode, see ya.